It's music time with Mr. Kendall. It's music time with Mr. Kendall.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. I know I sure am, and I'm having a great day because we're about to learn about music. And whenever we learn about music, I am having a great day. Okay, today we're going to learn about where the notes are. And when we're reading music, how we know which letter to play. Like, do I play an A? Do I play a B? Do I play a G? Do I play an F? Why am I not going to play an H? We're going to learn about all of those things today. Let's get started. Before we learn where the letters are, we need to learn a couple vocabulary terms. First word is staff. These lines that we draw the notes on, the 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 lines, they have a name. The name for that is the staff. Everybody say staff, staff. Everybody say staff, staff. Everybody say staff, staff. These 5 lines are the staff. The notes go on the staff. Now, sometimes notes have the lines going through them, and sometimes the notes are in between the lines. Let me give you an example. This note, we would say, is on the bottom line of the staff because the bottom line is going through it. This note, we would say, is in a space because you see there is not a line going through this note. This note is in the space in between the lines. This note is in the space in between the lines. This one is on a line. This one is in a space. Okay? Now that we have that established, notes have lines going through them and notes are in spaces. Okay? Some have lines, some are in spaces. This is a line note, that's a space note. And all the notes are written on the staff. Okay? All right. Next term we need to learn is treble clef. This fancy looking thing over here is called a treble clef. Everybody say treble clef. Treble clef. Now, before the music starts, before any written music, you will always see a clef. You have to have a clef. A clef tells you where the notes are. Different clefs mean different things. Different clefs tell us to play different notes. The notes we're going to go over today are only. Gonna be where they are when you see a treble clef. Okay? When you see a treble clef, the notes that we're going to talk about today apply. But they only apply when you see a treble clef. Now, why do we have to have different types of clefs? Well, let me explain. There are a whole bunch of notes in music. We have high notes, low notes, and everything in between. Let's take the piano for instance. There are 88 different notes on the piano. Now, how can we possibly write all 88 notes on the staff and they look neat? Well, the answer is we actually don't try to write all 88 notes on the staff at one time. Remember, the staff only has 5 lines, right? 5 lines. Do you think you can fit 88 notes on 5 lines? No, that is why we use clefs. The clef tells you which notes to play. It kind of breaks the notes up. The treble clef tells us to play the high notes, or these over here. That is treble. Treble and high are the same thing. The treble notes and the high notes are the same thing. When you see a treble clef, it tells you to play the higher pitches. Now, the opposite of treble is bass. These notes down here. That is bass. And we actually have a bass clef. that you'll see written whenever the music calls for the notes down there. But today, we're talking about a treble clef. We have to have clefs so we know which letters to play. The treble clef tells us to play the high pitches up here. That is why we have to have clefs. Okay, now that we know all about the treble clef and why a treble clef has to be there and what it tells us to do, let's learn where the notes are when we see a treble clef at the beginning of our staff. Let's go. The bottom line is where the letter E is. E is on the bottom line. That means any note that has this bottom line going through it is going to be an E. So this letter is E. This note is E because the bottom line is going through it. Now, to figure out where the other letters are, I find it easy to use a few sayings to figure out where they are. One that my students really like is Eddie's green boots don't fit. Let me explain. E for Eddie, G for green, B for boots, D for don't, F for fit. Eddie's green boots don't fit. We say that because the bottom line is E for Eddie. The next line is G for green. The next line is B for boots. The next line is D for don't. And the next line is F for fit. Eddie's green boots don't fit. This is a E, this is a G, this is a B, this is a D, and that is an F. Okay? Now, when we're talking about the letters in the spaces, because remember, we said notes have lines going through them and some are in the spaces. When we're talking about the notes in the spaces, it actually spells out a word. The word it spells out is face. F for the first space, A for the next space, C for the next space, and E for the top space. So this letter is F, this one is an A, this one is a C, and this one is an E. It spells out face. So just to refresh your brain about what we just talked about, the letters in the spaces spell out face, F-A-C-E. And the letters that are on the lines spell out Eddie's green boots don't fit. All right? So if you can remember, Eddie's green boots don't fit for the notes that have lines going through them, and face for the notes that are in the spaces, you'll know where all the letters are for the treble clef staff. Here's one more thing I want you to think about. The letters are actually in alphabetical order. Look at here. You see E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. It's in alphabetical order. So if you know your alphabets, you can start with E on the bottom line and just do your alphabets going up. Now, did you realize that I didn't say H? After I said G, E, F, G, I went back to A. In music, we only use 7 letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. There is no H. Once we get to G, we start back over again. There is no H in music. After G, we start back over again. Take this with you. The notes in the spaces spell out face, F-A-C-E. The notes that have lines going through them, try to remember this. Eddie's green boots don't fit. If you can remember that, you'll get it right every single time. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I will get to your comment as quickly as I can. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. See you later.